Hey everybody, this is CP Cards and Dice, and welcome to another presentation of Fall Classic Baseball. We're doing a 10-part tutorial series, 3 innings each segment, and today we are start 16. Now, I do have some stats for Seaver. Seaver so far, after a really rough start, especially since I was learning the game, he is now 5-5 in 100 innings pitched, 91 runs allowed. 91 hits allowed, 41 runs allowed. He has a 3.55 ERA. That is after 3 months of playing. Again, the first month and a half, I really struggled since I was really learning the game. But it settled down a lot, and now I have some tricks for C pitchers. And one thing that attracted me to this game before we get started is that before you start, you roll to see where the pitcher, what kind of stuff the pitcher has for that day. You could have his top quality stuff, or you could have his lower quality stuff, or you could be somewhere in between. That's one. So each pitcher card has 3 columns, and you can see that here. It has the A column, the B column, and the C column, and it could turn out to be any one of those. Today, Seaver is a C pitcher today. So I have to be aware of that, because one of the things that I learned as a manager is to have a quicker hook with the C pitchers than I would with a B or an A pitcher, because things are going to get probably progressively worse. They're not going to get better. So we have to watch closely to see how things go with Seaver today. I don't know how long he will be in this game. He'll be facing Bobby Bolin from the San Francisco Giants, who was 6-8 with a whip of 1.42, and the San Francisco Giants here at Flushing, Queens. They are bringing Davenport, the third baseman, leading off, Tom Haller, the catcher, and Willie Mays, the center fielder, batting third. Then Jim Rayhart, the left fielder. And one thing I like to do in this game is I like to write down the arm strength of the different outfielders. So Davenport, actually third baseman, would be a good idea as well. He has an A arm, because that has to do with double plays. And Haller's a catcher. Not really using that. I'm using the auto steal system. So Willie Mays, center fielder, he is a A1. You'd think he'd be an S strong. Jim Rayhart, the left fielder, his arm rating is an A3. Willie McCovey, Ollie Brown, the right fielder, and he is a S2 in right field. That's a strong 2. And then Hal Lanier, the shortstop, you need his arm strength. That's an A. Nope. S2. An A for Hal Lanier. Tito Fuentes is the second baseman, batting 8th. He has an A arm as well. And then finally, it is the pitcher, Bolin. We can even check his arm rating, and he has a strong arm. All right, so we're about to get started. We're going to use fast action cards. Now, one thing I do want to say to you is, when I first started in the first episode of this tutorial series, when I was looking at the let's not look at that. Let's look at the KD chart. KD chart is really connected to defense, and I was connecting it to home run, because if you look on the card where it is, it's right next to the home run. So I was connecting it. So when I was checking for home run, I was also checking for strikeouts. All KD means is that from 1 to 3, he strikes out the batter, so there wouldn't be a home run, and that was wrong. That's only checked when there's a defensive result, like a 51, a 52, or 53. That's when that KD. So it does, just because it's next to the home run doesn't mean it's associated with the home run. That's the mistake I was making. So I'm just correcting that in all the different videos. For the Mets, it's going to be Buddy Harrelson at short, Larry Stahl, the center fielder. And again, I want to write the arm strength for these, and I recommend you do the same thing, because this will definitely come up. And this is a big part of the game, the arm strength for the outfielders, in terms of how runners advance. So Larry Stahl has a very strong arm, an S6, And Tommy Davis, he's an A2 in left field. Batting fourth in cleanup is Cranepool. He is the first baseman. That's not that important. Ron Swoboda batting fifth, and he is in right field with a weak forearm. So he has a weak arm, so they're going to advance on him. Kenny Boyer, the third baseman, he has a average arm. Jerry Bouchek at second base, an average arm. That's important to know for double plays. And then finally, the last batter is Jerry Grody. And then Tom Seaver, he has an average arm as well in terms of defensively. All right. Okay, so we're getting started. We're going to pull a card. And this is how we're going to read it. Now it has 11. The cards have the fast action cards are a must for this game. They have a lot of charts. You're going to pull this, and you're going to look at. Now these are 3-inning videos, by the way. So after 3 innings, then I shut it down, and I will do another one. I will do number 6 maybe tomorrow. So we're going to look at column 1, and the first number is a D36. Which you read it like APA, right? 2D6s, and you read the red one first, the red one, white one. And it's going to be a 26 for Davenport. And it's going to be a single versus a lefty, but versus a righty, which Tom Seaver's a righty. It's going to be an out, so we're going to write it. Oh, so 1 away here, just like that. So this game plays very fast. Beautiful, beautiful cards. I'm right on the verge of buying a couple more sets. They have a sale, but I'm really not motivated by a sale. It just saves me $10, which is nice, but I don't want the cards today. I don't want to buy stuff today just because, there's a sale. I'd rather wait and buy them next week or whenever I'm going to use them. All right, so that's 1 away. Davenport is out. Tom Haller's up now. We pull the card. It's a 56, where it's a blank on Haller's card. I don't know if you can see that. 56 is a blank, so that's going to take us to Tom Seaver's C. Tom Seaver's a C pitcher today, and that's going to be a strikeout. So that's 2 outs. And we're going to move this over a little bit here. Try to get that in there like that. Perfect. All right, now it's Willie Mays. Pull a fast action card for Willie Mays. We're looking at column 1 because it's the first inning. We go all the way. Every inning we switch to the next column till 9, right? That's a 25 for Willie Mays, and a 25 is going to be an out. So 3 up, 3 down for Tom Terrific. I don't know that Tom has his best stuff today. He is a C pitcher today, so I'm going to keep a close eye out for him because things could get out of hand. So that's one thing I learned as a manager. When your pitcher doesn't have his best stuff, you're going to have to pull him a little bit sooner than you normally would. All right, so it's going to be Bobby Bolin pitching to Buddy Harrelson. We pull the card again. It's still the first thing. It's a 55, and that's line base hit. Plus, we're going to check for a stolen base. And I'll show you how to do that. So again, we rolled the 55, and on Buddy Harrelson's card, 55 is a single plus. That plus tells you it may be a stolen base. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull another card and look at the D20. He has if it's a 4 or less, he gets this jump. So we're going to pull a card. We're going to look, and it's a 1. Now, there's a rule on that. It could be a pickoff. I remember that rule. And I don't think it's in there. Let's see. All right, so I got to find the chart right now with that information, and we'll read it together. And there's no better way to learn something than to do it again and again and again. So give yourself time, be patient with yourself, and you can learn some new games yourself. And there's a lot of great games out there, and they're very, very affordable. Some of the older classic games the prices have gotten out of hand. The companies stopped kind of producing, and it's kind of ridiculous to pay $100, $200, $300, $400 for some card stock and numbers on it. No reason for that when you can get tons of sets. These are PDFs for $20, and the beautiful cards that they have, top quality cards for $60. So I am definitely going to get another set. And I'm looking for the information I need, which I'm not finding. Let's see. Again, I'm going through them. Okay, here it is. Let's see. Base stealing. All right, there it is. Let's see what it says about base stealing. I remember. All right, the auto steal system. Method 1. Okay, so I'm using method 2, the SBA. After the batter reaches first base, second base is open, refer to the SBA, which is what I did. If the D20 from the original roll is equal or less than the jump rating, then the steal attempt can be made. Then there's another option. All right, so I don't see the pickoff option in this one. Oh wait, pickoff attempt. So here's one, the base stealing calling your own. I don't know how the pickoff would work because this is a totally different section than it is here. So we're not going to worry about that right now since we're learning the game. But later you can look at that a little bit more closely. I'm not personally not going to worry about getting picked off yet. I will add that as I go and I become more comfortable. And guys watch these and they tell me, hey, this is how you would do that, and or this is how I do that. A lot of guys do it their own way. We're going to put those charts aside. Hopefully they don't fall on us. All right, so we're going to roll now. Buddy Harrelson, we got the jump on that because we rolled less than a 4. Basically it's right here. The SBA says 4. Buddy Harrelson had 12 stolen bases and 25 attempts, and his jump is a 4 or less, and we rolled a 1. So now we're going to try to steal. It's a 10 because, of course, he was 50%. So 10 or less, and we got a stolen base. We look at column 1 because we're in the first inning, and it's a 14. So he is out at second. And so Tom Haller throw down, and out is Buddy Harrelson 2-6. All right, Larry Stahl. So that took a little bit of time. That's an 11, and 11 is going to be an out, 2 out. Pull fast action. It says 54. 54 is going to be the 54 chart. Now this is an interesting chart. I want to show you this chart. And this is a chart that you definitely need to have available within your grasp. 54 chart with nobody on, base is empty. So we're basically going to we're going to roll a D20. And we got a 5, so we're going to look at 5, and it says refer to the outfield. It's going to be to the right fielder. Roll versus E-rating of the outfielder, the right fielder. So let's look at the right fielder. It's Ollie Brown. His error rating is going to be what? His error rating in right field is going to be a 3. So if we pull a 3 or less, it's going to be an error. I don't think we're going to pull that now. It's going to be a 19. So it's not going to be an error. So he makes the catch and that retires the side. No runs. 1 hit. And we go top of the second. All right. So it's going to be Jim Ray Hart facing Tom Terrific. He had an easy inning in the first. Let's see what happens here. Now we're going to look at column 2. It's a 65. 65 is home run off the pitcher. And it's going to be 1 to 13 here. 1 to 13 is going to be a home run, so we're going to pull a card. We're looking at 2, and that ball is a deep drive to center field. On the run is Stahl. Will he get to it? Yes, he does. 1 away. We rolled a 17, by the way. All right, Willie McCovey with 1 out. That's a 35. 35 is a blank, so that means we go to Seaver. We look at Seaver 35 under C, and that's an out, 2 away. And here's downtown Ollie Brown. He's a fast player, so we can write that in. It's good to know. Actually, the speed, I think, goes right here. This is something else. This is his range. His range at in right field is a 9, in case we need that. We'll write that in there, but that doesn't come up all that often. All right, so it's Ollie Brown with 2 outs. Here's a pitch from Tom Terrific. We pull a card. We look at column 2. It's a 65. Again, that's a home run off the pitcher. And again, it's the same situation, 1 to 13, because he's a C. If he were an A today, it'd be 1 to 7. So he doesn't have his good stuff today. That's why we got to keep a close eye on him. See if you can get lucky again, and he does. It's a 15, so that's a fly ball center field. On the run is Stahl, and he runs it down. So twice he's taken deep to the warning track, and twice Stahl runs it down. No runs, no hits. All right, steady Eddie Kranepool. So we're in the bottom of the second. Games moves pretty quick, which is what I like about it. 42. That's a blank. So Bolin is an A pitcher. So he's an A. So you got lucky today. But that 42, guess what? That 42 is going to be a base on balls. So just because you're an A doesn't mean you're immune to, giving up hits and walks. So Kranepool's on it first. Here's Swoboda. That's a 44. That's a base hit. Now let me show you. So the 44 here, we look at the batter. It says single. So now we're going to see the advance with these fast dashing cards. It's very simple. You look here to the bottom right, and from first to third, which is where he'd be going, it says hold. So he does not make it to third. He stops at second. Unless he's F, and I don't think Kranepool is F. From memory, yeah, he is slow actually. So we can write his speed here. He's slow. Now Swoboda is F, and Harrelson is F. Tommy Davis is F. The Mets have a lot of F. I think Stahl is F as well. And so it's going to be a base hit. Runners on first. Oop, I want to do it that way. Runners on first and second. So Kenny Boyer now. Kenny Boyer's a good bunter. And we're going to bunt here because the Mets are not known for scoring a lot of runs. So we're going to try to bunt. And what we do here is his number is a 3, so we need to roll 3 or less for him to lay it down. And it's a 6, so that's going to be a strikeout. So he fails to bunt it, and he strikes out. And Jerry Bushek. That's an 11. 11 is an out. Now, what kind of an out? Here we need to know, because it could be a double play. Ground ball to the pitcher. And it was an 11, so that's going to be a 1. Double play, 1-6-3. If pitcher is weak arm, he only gets a fielder's choice. What kind of an arm does he have? He has a strong arm, so he's good. So it's a 1-6-3. They turn it, and that retires the side. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left, and we go to top of the third. So this is the last inning of the tutorial. It went by pretty quick. It's going to be Tom Seaver against Hal Lanier. Hal Lanier batted .213 with no home runs in 151 games. Again, we are doing a 10-part tutorial on Fall Classic Baseball. Beautiful game. Plays very simply, very straightforward. It's got some issues with a large amount of charts, but with the fast action cards, you don't have to worry about that. So make sure you get the fast action cards with this game, but I would definitely encourage you to try this out. And it's going to be Hal Lanier, Tito Fuentes, and then the pitcher, Bob Bolin. Now you get a good quantity of cards. I don't know exactly how many cards you get, but I can let's count how many cards I got with the Mets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44. All right, 44 plus. I have 9 guys in the game. So that's 53 cards for the Mets. All right, so every team is going to be a little bit different. And I know that I don't have that many here in this set. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the Giants. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, plus another 9 is 37, right? 28, I think it was 28 and 9. So as you can see, there's different amounts. It depends on, how many guys in and out they had in and out of the lineup on a daily basis. All right, so it's the top of the third, and it's Hal Lanier. We're going to pull fast action cards, see what happens. Here's a pitch from Tom Terrific. It's going to be the third inning, so we're looking in column 3, and under the D36, it's a 61. 61 is a blank on Hal Lanier, so that sends us to the C column, Seaver, because that's what I rolled at the beginning, and that's going to be a strikeout. So just because he's a C pitcher doesn't mean he can't pitch, well. It just says that the odds are that eventually he's going to start struggling a little bit, most likely. There's no guarantees, but he definitely does not have his best stuff. So I'm going to keep a close eye on that, and I recommend you do the same. You don't want to let him go. So when you see he's a C pitcher, you're going to I want you to mentally visualize, hey, he's going to have a short outing today. He may have to get pulled after 5 or 6. He's not going to go 8 or 9. If you get that far, it depends. Things can go bad really fast with a C pitcher, so you got to be aware of that. All right, so it's Tito Fuentes. Again, we're looking at column 3 because it is the third inning. It's a 62. Now that's a blank on Fuentes, so we're going to Seaver. A 62 is a strikeout, 1-12. So we're pulling. Hey there, David Tropins. How are you, brother? Hold on one second. Let me just get through this one. 1-12. We're looking at the third inning. It's a 20, so it's not a strikeout. It'll be a straight out. And if you pull a card, it'll tell you what kind of, it's a line out to the third baseman. Or if you want to go a little bit further, it says, or refer to the white die. The last thing that we did was a 20, so it would be a 0. That 0 is not there. So I guess it would just be the line out to third base. So, all right, so there's 2 outs, top of the third. This is a 3-inning tutorial, and we're kind of discussing the unique details of the game. Having a blast with this game. I've been playing it every single day since I got it. That's how usually I learn games. I play them every single day. I like to play them for at least 30 days, and then I feel that I really feel comfortable with most of everything. You can't play it once or twice, struggle with it, and say, oh no. So I simplify it the first few times I play it. I leave everything that I find a little complicated out, and I just want to get the basic mechanics down. Once I have the basic mechanics down of the game, then from that point on, I start adding things. I start adding a sacrifice, I start adding a hit and run, I start adding, looking at this, looking at that, going a little bit deeper every time. Let's look and see what David has to say. Just jumped in. The game has a ton of cards. Unless you have something like 12 PAs, you have a card. The other night, you just made a card 1/6 chance because the guy had 2 hits and 12 at bats. I did the exact same thing with a game I played in 1938 set. Exactly. Sometimes you just want to make some quick home brews just to simplify it. You do get every card, but you're going to get it in the PDF format. And I found that the PDF wasn't printing out every card. There was some issues with the lines in some of the cards. I don't know. Maybe that was my printer. Maybe that's my Adobe Acrobat. I don't know what's going on with that. But ultimately, like I said, there's guys here that have 8 or 9 at bats. So maybe there's a guy with 2 or 3 at bats that started a game. If I want his actual card, like if he's a pitcher, I would need it. So then I'll bring it up on the computer, and then I'll try to let that guy go a few innings and then pull him. Something like that. Or, I would improvise for sure, but you're getting 99% of everybody you need to play the season, play an actual replay. And then David says, because every batter that doesn't have a card has something like 12 or less PAs. Okay, plate appearances. You can almost always find a certain sided die to make a quick card. Yes. And do you enjoy the 12-sided, 6-sided die? Yeah, yeah, I'm using it. I got a bunch of them in different colors, and I do use it. You know what? I'll tell you. I'll be honest with you. If you watch my videos, I do things a little bit differently every month. Like I'll do paper and pencil. Then, if you've watched my recent videos, I started doing iScore. I'll also keep score using Replay PC Game. Like I'll bounce from one thing to another. It just keeps me fresh. That's why when I do these tutorials, I want to keep them to at least 3 innings. I may add an inning if I feel it went like really fast and like nothing really happened. I may add an inning, but I don't want to like stretch it out to a whole game. I feel that that's a little bit too much, and I want to keep it short and sweet, so I can really take my time with things, and have it be about 30 minutes or so. And that's I think that's good. And then the guys can watch it for 30 minutes, and they can take a break. They can do something else, come back at another time, and keep on learning the game as I go. And the way I would do it, the way I've learned games from lots of guys on online, Stratomatic Delaware and Demo Baseballs, Demo Dave from Baseball Demos, and they taught me a lot of stuff, and a lot of other guys. And I just watched them, then I played, then I watched them again, then I played, and I watched them again, and I played, and then I learned it. I didn't really read the rules very often, so that's why sometimes, I kind of have to create um, that aren't officially in the rules. Then I find out, oh, okay, that's how they do it in the rules. But anyway, here's the pitcher. So the pitcher does have a card. He had 33 at bats, so you can get an idea. He had 8 hits and 33 at bats, right? So that's 1 out of 4. So if I had an 8-sided die, it would be 1 and 2. It would be a hit, and everything else would be an out. And then you can calculate his strikeouts, 12 strikeouts, and 33 at bats. So that would be, 30% chance, or 33% chance for strikeout. If I want to do it that way, if he didn't have a card, it would be easy just to create that. So yeah, I do. So here goes. I'm going to pull the fast action cards, and these are a must. Third inning. It is a 12. 12 is going to be a strikeout. So far, Seaver has been perfect. He's got 3 strikeouts and 6 outs so far, and he's a C pitcher. And I've explained that if your pitcher is a C pitcher, I would proceed with caution, and I would be a little bit like Sparky Anderson and be a Captain Hook type. So Jerry Grody is going to lead off the bottom of the third. Now this game has gone very, very quickly. Nothing really has happened, so I may pull 1 extra inning for this tutorial. Let's see what happens in the bottom of the third inning. Again, Bobby Bolin is pitching for the San Francisco Giants, and we are playing in Queens, New York. This game was played July 3rd, 1967. Actual lineups taken from Digi, and this is called Digi Dugout.org. And you can just print out anything you want, any game in history, basically, from that website. And they are working on their own baseball game, by the way. So they will be putting out their own baseball game. And so here goes Jerry Grody. Now Jerry Grody batted 195 with 4 home runs. I really don't care that much about that. I do not care, a catcher, even though he didn't bat very well, I would still play him and start him with no problem. All right, so here's a pitch from Bolin. And now we're still looking at 3. It's a 61. A 61 is a blank. So we're going to look at 61 on Bolin's card. He is an A pitcher. He got really lucky. That's going to be a strikeout. So Grody swings and misses at a Bolin curveball. That's 1 away. And here's Tom Terrific. Tom Terrific batted 143. 11 hits and 77 at bats. 1 out of every 8. So basically an 8-sided die would be a hit on a 1. Walks, he had about 10 walks. So that would be, I guess, a walk on a 2. And then strikeouts, then 3 and 4 would be strikeouts. So it would be easy to create cards like that. Now Tom Seaver's up, and here's a pitch. We're pulling a fast action card. It's a 3 to 35. 35 is a blank. And we're going to look at Bolin, 35, as an A pitcher, and that's an out. And that retires the side. So 2 out. And it's Buddy Harrelson. Harrelson, I like to look at what they batted, 254 with 1 home run. The only thing that I noticed it doesn't say is, he does say he had 12 stolen bases right up here. So this is a real fun game. I'm really, really liking this game a lot. So it's here goes. It's still, we're looking at the 3 column because it's the 3rd inning, and that's going to be a 33. That's going to be lined up the middle, and that's going to get through for a single. So Harrelson's 2 for 2. He singled in the 1st and singled in the 3rd. This one doesn't have a plus sign. The plus sign would mean he gets a stolen base attempt. He was caught stealing that 1st inning because it had a plus sign. No plus sign on 33. So this is a little bit like APA, where the doubles are they going to be, and also like time travel and does the same thing with doubles. Doubles are pretty good for the hitter, generally speaking. Larry Stahl. Now this guy batted 239. He's a left-handed hitter. He had 155 at bats, played in 71 games, so he's like a part-time guy. Played 1/4 of the season, or close to half of the season in games appearances. But at bat wise, he batted. He had about 1/4 of the season in at bats. So he did a lot of, I guess, defensive replacement work and also pinch hitting work. But he batted 239 with 2 stolen bases in 4 attempts. All right, so we're going to pull a card for him. The pitch from Bowling. That's again, we're looking at 3 column for the 3rd inning, and that's a 46. 46 is going to be a ballpark card. We were playing at Shea Stadium. This is very simple to use. And he's a lefty, so we're going to look at the left side. So lefties and righties have different results, which is cool. And we're pulling a 20. We're going to look at a 20-sided die. It's a 20. A 20 is going to take us. That's going to be interesting. It goes to the 54 chart. You'll use the wildest section. I've never gotten a 20, so this is the first time I'm doing this way. So use the wildest section. Okay, so that's pretty unusual, I guess. That's why we're going all the way to the wildest section. D20, bases empty. There was nobody on. And we are going to pull a D20. And it's going to be a 2, right? And it's going to be a foul pop of third base. Fan interferes if away team fielding the ball. So the away team is fielding the ball. Fan interferes if the away team is fielding the ball. Batter out. No interference if home team fielding. Okay. So it's going to be a pop up to third base, and that's going to retire the side. So that's pretty cool. 1 left, 1 hit, no runs, 1 hit, 1 left. Top of the 4th. We're going 1 more inning with this tutorial. All right, so style popped up. And I also, great thing about playing these older seasons, I always wanted to play the 67 Seaver rookie season, because I wanted to also learn the players. You learn all the players, and I like to look at what they batted and their age and the positions they played and all these different factors, because you just learn the game. I really like the history of it. All right, so Jim Davenport, he's 0 for 1 today. It's top of the 4th, and he's up so far. Seavers faced the minimum. 9 up and 9 down. So here's a pitch that should end about now. We're going to look at column, since it's the 4th inning, we're going to look at column 4. It's a 64. 64 on Davenport is a blank, where Seaver is a C pitcher, and a 64 is going to be an out. One way. And of course, you could say, oh, what kind of an out? Well, you just look. He flied out to left field. I really don't care about that right now. And it's Tom Haller. Haller struck out in the 1st inning. Here's a pitch, and that is a 4. That's a 52. Okay, here we have some fun with the KD. So this is where we're going to look at Tom Seaver's KD rating. It's 1 and 2. 1 and 2, he strikes out the batter, and we don't have to check defense. Otherwise, it's going to be a defensive check. So what I'm going to do to simplify this, I'm just going to bring it down 1, and that'll be my 20-sided result. Actually, you know what? Can you guys see this? Yeah, up here I'm going to roll. If it's a 1 or a 2, he strikes him out. I doubt it's going to be a 1 or a 2. It's an 8, so there's no strikeout. So now we're going to pull a card, and we're going to look at 52 and see what that becomes. So on the bottom left, it says shortstop error. Now, I know that Buddy Harrelson's about a 9 or a 10 off just the top of my head. So I'm just going to pull a card quickly and look at the D20, and it's going to be a 1. So I know that's going to be an error on Buddy Harrelson. That's going to be an E6, run around first. I'll write that in here. So that's the first base runner. It's Tom Haller, and Haller is an average runner. You want to know that. That's important as well for advanced base advancement. And that Willie Mays is an F exclamation. That's important. So 1 out, run around first, and it's Willie Mays. Let's pull a card and see what happens. Here's a pitch from Seaver. It's a 4. That's going to be a 35, and a 35 is going to be a blank. That's going to take us to Seaver's card. But again, remember, Seaver does not have his best stuff today, so that may mean trouble. And we're going to look in the C column, but he gets lucky, and it's an out again. Seaver's been lucky throughout this game. So we're going to see what kind of an out, because it could be a double play. It's a line out, and it's a 35. We're going to refer to the white die, which was a 35. The white die would be a 5, and it's going to be a line out to third base. And there's always the possibility here for double play. On a 3, it would have been, let's say it would have been 33. Then it would have been a possibility of a line out to first base and a double play if less than 2 outs. So that's really cool. This scheme has everything that you need. So this is going to be an out. I'm just going to put a 0 there. 2 out. Willie Mays lines out. And the next batter with 2 outs, runner on first. Again, we're looking at the 4 column because it's the 4th inning. It's 23. And a 23 is going to be a strikeout. So Seaver blows a fastball by Jim Ray Hart, a right-handed batter, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits, 1 left, the error. And Seaver still has not allowed a base hit in this tutorial. All right, so Tommy Davis. This is the last inning of our tutorial. And so far we're going on 37 minutes. And I think I've hit on some things, and you see that they've been resolved pretty easily. It hasn't really been a big struggle. And you've seen a variety of things. So Tommy Davis is 0 for 1, and here's the pitch from Bolin. Now, you also have to look at Bolin. Bolin can go batters faced, starter 27. So that's something you should write. He's an A, I didn't write that, 27. Seaver can go 36. Now, if Seaver gets to the 7th, one of my home rules is he goes from C to B. He becomes a B. And I could change that. I could make it the 5th inning. If you go 5 innings as a C, then you become a B pitcher. You know, it kind of shows that, hey, your stuff is better than what originally you kind of got better as the game went on. So it's Tommy Davis. And here's the pitch to Tommy Davis. Again, we're looking at column 4, 61. 61 is a blank, so we're going to go to the pitcher. And a 61 on an A is going to be a strikeout. So Tommy Davis strikes out, and Tommy Davis was the Mets' best hitter, 302 with 16 home runs, 76 RBIs, 73 RBIs. Here's Eddie Kranepool with 1 out. Here's the pitch. We're looking at 23. It's 4 column, 23, and 23 says it's an out. 2 down, bottom of the 4th, no score. And here's Ronnie Swoboda. 55, that is a 1-2 double, 3-6 triple, or a single. Let's pull a card. We're looking at actually we can do this. Just roll. And that is a 20, so that's going to be a base hit single. 2 out single for Ron Swoboda. He's on first. And Swoboda's fast. Even Kenny Boyer's fast as well. It's good to know that because that's for base running. That's a base advancement. Kenny Boyer was a 235 hitter with 3 home runs and 166 at bats. So he played about a 1/4 of the season. Here's a pitch from Bolin. That's a 66. Uh-oh. It's going to be trouble. A 66 is a double, 1-17, or a triple, anything beyond that. So we're going to roll again. The D20. And that is a 16, so that is going to be a double. Now we're going to see if we can score our fast runner. So we're going to pull a card. We're going to look at the bottom right hand. We want to go from first to home. So that's going to be 1 slash or 1 dash H. It says holes unless there's 2 outs, and it also F scores. So there is 2 outs. With 2 outs, an F would score. Otherwise, he holds. He is F. There are 2 outs. So the Mets are up 1-0. An RBI, big RBI double. And he drives in number 5, so I'm going to put that in a circle. And the Mets are up 1-0 here in the bottom of the 4th. Kenny Boyer's at second base, and it's Jerry Bushek. Here's a pitch, and again, 4 is a 31. 31 is always trouble in this game. So it's a blank here, but when we go to the batter, an A batter, it's going to be a single. And this may score another run because Boyer is an F. We'll see what happens. So now we're going to go from second to home. So we go to the base hit to right field. We go second to home. It says F or A, F speed or A speed score. So this is going to be an RBI single. Mets are up 2. Mets are up 2-0. Just like that. Holy smokes. All right, Jerry Grody now. Here's a pitch from Bowen. Again, we're looking at a 4. It's a 26. 26 is going to be a single. If he's a lefty, he's a righty, so it's going to be an out. And that is going to retire the side. Now, again, I could check what kind of an out that is. It's going to be, he's a righty, so it's going to be a ground ball third base. And it's going to be a throw to double play or whatever it is. It's an out. So we're going to move on. 2 runs on 3 hits, and the Mets lead at 2-0. And that's it for the tutorial. I hope Yuri doesn't blow a perfect game. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. So Seaver, so now I'm going to play it straight out, simply because this is a real, he's got a no. Basically, he's pitching really well. I don't even want to say the words, but Willie McCovey, we're in the 5th inning, and let's play this through. So in the 5th inning, we're going to take a look. Here's the pitch from Seaver. It's a 32. A 32 is a blank. We're going to Seaver, who again is a C pitcher, and a 32 is going to be a double. 1-16 is going to be a double. So we're pulling the card. We're looking at the 20. Oh, actually, you know what? We're going to roll here. 1-16, and we roll at 12. So that's going to be a double. That's the first hit of the game, and that's about it. So that's going to put Willie McCovey at second base. And again, I told you, had he been a B pitcher, it would be an out. If he's an A pitcher, it would be an out. So when you roll in the C, trick I think about this game is that you have to be very aware of that, and you have to, be very alert. If he starts giving up hits and walks, just be ready to have somebody in the bullpen warming up. That's all I'm telling you. So Ollie Brown. Again, we're looking in the 5th column because it is the 5th inning. 63. 63 is a blank. We're going to Seaver. And a 63 is an out. What kind of an out? Because we need to know, because there's a runner on base. It's going to be a fly out center field. Now it says to go from second to third, which Willie McCovey may want to do. And Willie McCovey is an F at this point in his career. He is an F. So let's see what it says. S runner holds, others advance. So Willie McCovey is going to be able to tag up and go to third on the fly to center field. All right, so there's 1 out and a runner on third. Now the Mets are not going to they're going to allow the run. They're going to play the infield back. They just want to get out of this inning. And here's the pitch. Again, we're in the 5th inning. We're going to look in column 5. It's a 14. Hal Lanier. 14 is an out. And what kind of an out? It's a ground ball second base. Runner is going to advance to third. Oh, actually, wait a second. There's a runner on third. He's going to score on this. So it's a 2-1 ball game, just like that. He loses the no-hitter, loses the shutout. And it's an RBI, 5. And now it's Tito Fuentes. Put nobody on. Here's a pitch. And that is a 22 on a 5, 5th inning. Column 5, 22. And a 22 is an out, and that's going to retire the side. But the Giants pick up a run on 1 hit, the double. And it's a 2-1 ball game. And Seaver's gone 5. He's allowed 1 run. It's not too bad for a C pitcher. And that's about it. David is okay. Being a C pitcher really burned him. Yeah. Yep. That's how the game works. I mean, you definitely, you just don't have your best stuff on that day, and eventually it's going to come back to haunt you. It may not happen right away, but it will happen later. Sometimes a 32 can be better on a C than on a B, on A grades, because in double reading, you may have a single on A and B, but a double chance of 1 to 10, you are right. So it's like a 50-50 chance. So you could have a 100% chance of giving up a hit as an A or B pitcher sometimes, and only, but of course the double is going to be more damaging than the single, generally speaking, of course. And I guess that's why they do it that way, because they're trying to raise the ERA, or I guess the ERA. They're trying to the C pitcher will allow more runs by making it a double as opposed to a single. Right? In this case, it wasn't any better. Yeah. All right. So we are in the bottom of the fifth inning. Tom Seaver is up. Now let's pull a card. I'm continuing this game. It's a good game. It's a 2-1 game. And so let's see what we pulled here. 15, 34. 34 is a blank. So we go to the pitcher. He's an A pitcher. A 34 is an out. Had he been a C pitcher, it would be a single. A B pitcher would be a single. That's how it works. So it's 1 out. And here comes the top of the order. Buddy House is 2 for 2. Let's see if he can make it 3 for 3. And a 5 is a 34. Nope, not going to be a 34 unless there's a miracle. 34 and A, and that's going to be an out. So there's a blank on Harrelson's card. So that means you got to go to the pitcher and look at the same number. And now it's Larry Stahl with 2 outs. We pull a card. Under 5, it's 54. That makes us go to the 54 chart. And we're going to look right here. And basically, 54 chart. So we look at the 20 that's there. It's a 5. So the 5. No, we're not looking at that. We're looking at the. Look at the D20. So D20 is a 5, so it's going to be a right field. It's not something that we got to worry about. It's a right fielder, and a 15 is going to be too high. It's not going to be an error on the right fielder. I can just guarantee that. Ollie Brown, let's see what he is. Ollie Brown in right field is a 3 error. So there's no error. He runs it down, and that retires the side. All right, to the top of the 6th inning, and it's going to be the pitchers up. And we're looking at 6 of 23. 23 is a strikeout. Next is Jim Davenport. And a 6 of 43. 43 is a blank. C around 43 is a C pitcher, and that's going to be a base on balls 1 to 14. And you know what? We're going to roll the 1 to 14. It is a 2, so that's a base on balls. So the leadoff batter, who is a fast runner, is on base. So this is trouble. That's a tying run. So this is where it gets tricky. Tom Haller now. He's a left-handed hitter. Here's a pitch. And it's a 6 is a 64. 64 is a blank. We may get lucky on this, and the 64 is going to be an out. Let's see if we get a double play. No, we're going to get a fly out to center field. 2 out. And here's probably their best hitter. Well, you know what? Willie Mays. What did he bat in 67? 263 with 22 home runs. Stole 6 bases. So he's not a 300 hitter in 1967. Sometimes there too can be better. Yep. All right, so Willie Mays, we're playing Fall Classic Baseball, and the first half of this was a tutorial. Now it's just a darn good game. And Seaver's pitching a heck of a ball game. He's got a runner on first in the top of the 6th with 2 outs. Willie Mays, the batter. And we're using the fast action card, which is a must with this game. Do not try it without it. It really makes it flow. Really well done fast action cards. It's a 6, so we're looking at column 6. It's a 43. A 43 is a blank on Willie Mays. So that tells you to go to Tom Seaver. Tom Seaver is a C column. And that's, unfortunately, on Tom, it's a 1 to 14 base on balls. Because he is a C pitcher, so we're going to have to roll again. And that's a base on balls. So a 2-out walk, and that pushes the tying run to second base. He's in scoring position now for Jim Ray Hart. Now, again, like I said, for a C pitcher, you got to have a short hook. So we're going to take a look. And the guys that we normally bring into these games, LeMahieu, Shaw. These are the hitting cards for the pitchers. So I like to have my pitchers ready to go. We may give Seaver one more batter, and that's going to be Jim Ray Hart, who batted 289. Um, let's see the guys, but I want guys ready to come in because if he gives up a hit, I'm probably going to pull him. And hopefully the relief pitcher will get a good roll, and we won't have this issue of having a C pitcher. Bob Shaw is a righty. He's important. Reniff pitched in 29 games. So I try to use the guys who pitched in the most games. Tug McGraw is a lefty. Now he was starting out. He pitched in only 4 games. So you do have cards of guys that pitched in only 4 games, 17 innings pitched. So it's well thought out. It has a good Delphi site, so you can go there. Jack Hamilton pitched in 17 games. Chuck Estrada pitched in only 9 games. I won't be using him today. Dick Selma pitched in 38 games. Joe Killer, Bob Johnson, Don Shaw pitched in 40 games. And Ron Taylor pitched in 50 games. So these are my main guys. So I have them on top. I could pull Seaver right here. Seaver's only given up 1 hit so far and a couple of walks, but this is a huge batter right here. Can Seaver get him out? That's the question. Yeah, okay, so, and again, when I say things, I don't mean to disparage guys who've been using the charts. A lot of guys got used to using the charts because they bought the game and they didn't think of spending the extra money on the fast action cards, or maybe the fast action cards weren't even around. I don't know. So they got used to the charts. Once you get used to the charts, you're pretty good and pretty darn good. You're like the fastest gun in the West. But I can get used to fast action cards 10 times faster than I can get used to these charts. I can guarantee you. APA Baseball has 4 charts back and front, and that is a drag for me. Like, I hate charts. So it's just, the fewer charts, the better. Stratomatic, when I have to look at the X chart, it totally takes the fun out of it for me. That's why I like, there's a bunch of games I like that don't use charts. Deep Drive Baseball is just amazing. Payoff Pitch, no charts, pretty much, 95% no charts in those games. And this is pretty much chartless, with the fast action deck. So this is really well done. Okay, so this is it, man. You have Jim Ray Hart with 2 outs and runners on first and second. So base hit here will probably score runner from second who's fast with 2 outs. So let's see what happens. Here's Seaver. Seaver better bear down here. And we're going to look at column 6. A 12. He may get lucky. And he will not get lucky. That's going to be a base on balls. So 3 walks by Seaver in this inning. So he walked Davenport, he walked Mays, and now he walks Ray Hart, and he's got to face Willie McCovey, a left-hander. And I just have a bad feeling. Of Seaver. So we're going to try to bring in Don Shaw. He's a lefty. There's a new rule that Greg came up with that lefties coming in are going to roll off A's and B's only. So I'm going to basically 1 to 10 is an A and 11 to 20 is a B. And that's a 14, so Shaw is going to be a B. That's it for Tom Terrific here. I just have a bad feeling. He's a C today. If he were an A, I'd keep him. I wouldn't worry about it. Or even a B, I'd keep him. But at a C, you got to have a short hook. I'm telling you, when you get this game, trust me on it. Because nothing good is going to come of it. All right, so Don Shaw is going to replace Tom Terrific. He's not happy, but that's the name of the game. We got to go for the victory here, 2-1. Let's see if they can hold on. Willie McCovey batted 276 with 31 home runs. Oh, by the way, yeah, I'm getting, I joined a league for a game that's called Time Travel Baseball. Check out these cards. Check out the size of these cards. They're gorgeous. They're huge. Easy to read. And they're fun. It's a blast. The game's a lot of fun. I'm going to start playing it, solitaire with alone tomorrow. Here's Tom Terrific. He's a workhorse. He's a fine bunter. He's worth a fortune. And it's supposed to be a really good game. The guys that are into it are really into it. And I joined a league for them. That's going to be a blast. So I'm glad I'm getting into these so many great new games. And I feel, I play APA and I play Stratomatic and I play Status Pro, but I'll tell you, I can't miss out on this. This is a blast trying out all these new games. And it's all, based on math. It's not like, oh, my game is better than your game. And I proved that. If you look at my experiment, my Seaver experiment, you can look at the videos. Results are pretty close, no matter if you play APA, if you play Strat, if you play Payoff Pitch, and all these games. They're all based on, basic percentages. I mean, and guys who develop these games know their math, because otherwise they wouldn't be doing it. All right, so here goes. Willie McCovey, bases loaded, 2 outs. Here's a pitch from Don Shaw. Don Shaw was had a 1.2 WHIP, 51 innings. He was 4 and 5, 3 saves. Here's a pitch. We are in the 6th inning, so we're looking at 6, and that is a 43. 43 on McCovey is going to be a blank. So let's see if a 43 on a B pitcher is going to be a base on balls. Oh my God. A 4th walk of the inning forces in a run. The game is tied. And that forces in number 1. So to 3rd goes Mays, to 2nd goes Ray Hart, and Willie McCovey's on at 1st. That 43 is killing us. We got to stop pulling that 43. Had he been an A pitcher, it would have been an out. Darn it. All right, here's Ollie Brown. Ollie Brown batted .267 with 13 home runs. Let's pull the card. That's a 6. That's a 32. A 32 is a blank. We go to 32 on Shaw, and that is going to be an out, and that's going to retire the side. So finally. So Seaver's going to get a no decision on this one after not pitching too poorly. That's 1 run on no hits, 4 walks. And we go to the bottom of the 6th. All right, Tommy Davis is up. And it's a 6 of 31. 31 against Bowling, and he is an A pitcher. That's going to be a single. Base hit. Left center field, cut off by the center fielder, Willie Mays. Gets it into Hallinier. Here's Eddie Kranepool. And we're not bunting. He's a cleanup hitter. That's a 6 is a 16. 16 is if it's a ground ball, it's an automatic out. He's a lefty. It's an automatic out. 4-6-3 double play. 2 down. And here is Svoboda with a 6. It's a 12. A 12 is an out. And that retires the side. No runs. 1 hit. It's 2-2. Top of the 7th. Now the pitcher for the Mets, Shaw, can go 8 batters. Let's write that in here. He's already faced, I didn't write where he came in, but I do remember where he came in. Came in facing McCovey. I do that EKG line there to denote when the pitch. So he's -2 right now, so he's got 6 more. All right, here goes Lanier. Lanier is 0 for 2 today. Now we're in the 7th, so that's going to be a 43. Again, the dreaded 43. It's going to be an out because he doesn't walk very much. So it's an automatic out. And here's Tito Fuentes. He's 0 for 2. Again, 7 is 61. 61 is a blank. We look at Shaw under B. 61 is a strikeout. So he strikes out Tito Fuentes, who swings at a pitch that's outside the strike zone. It's a free swinger, that Fuentes. And here's the pitcher Bolin, who we're going to leave in there. He can still go. He can go 27. Still can go 4 more batters. Here's the pitch. It's a 7. It's a 46. 46 is going to be ballpark. That's always fun. And we're going to roll a D20. That's a 9. He is a righty batter. A 9 is going to be a foul out to the first baseman. No runs, no hits. Beautiful cards, by the way, and they're easy to read. It's black on white, no funny business. They don't do that doing blue on blue or blue or they're not doing any of that weird stuff, which I really appreciate. Let's see. Time travel is an easy game and a fun game. Yes, it is. It looks like a blast. Can't sleep. I'm glad you're on my strictly Psalm player. Okay, Michael. No problem, my brother. I play Psalm. I have Psalm around here somewhere. Oh. 2015, the year the Mets were in the World Series right here. See that? So next week I will play a 2015 game, a couple games for sure. So we are in the bottom of the seventh. Score is 2-2. It's going to be Kenny Boyer, who had a big RBI double for the first run of the ball game in the fourth. Here we are in the seventh. Bobby Bolin is still in there. We're going to pull Bolin pretty soon. So let's see what happens. So again, we look into column 7 because it is the seventh inning. It's an 11. 11 is a walk. 1-18 is a walk. And that's a base on balls. So we got a base runner. And he is fast. So we already wrote that in. Bushek is, because that's important for advancement. All right, so Bushek is also, he's a 4 bunter. So we're going to try to bunt here. 4 or less is a good bunt, and it's a 1, so that's a good bunt. Now, well, he lays it down, is what the way they put it. So now we have to see if it's a successful bunt. It's got to be 4 or less. And it's a 5, so it's not a successful bunt. And let's see what that means. Where's my hit and run chart? Here it is. Is that it? No. Not my hit and run chart. First, bases full. Gotta look for my hit and run chart. Hold on a second, because there's a lot of charts here. I'll show you how many charts once I find it. It's a little frustrating. Classic, hit and run chart. Okay, look at all these charts that you gotta get used to. So luckily I found, here's my hit and run charts towards the end. Here it is. So on a bunt, on the second one, so the first bunt, 2 rolls of D6s. D6s equal or less than the batter's hit rating. And then roll, he gets the bunt down. Okay. Then the next roll, if the second roll sees if it's a good sacrifice, if greater than the runner is out, batter is safe at first. If second roll is a 6, it's a pop up, and then you roll again for 2 dice for a potential double play. So we're not going to do that. So it's basically so if greater than the sacrifice fly, the lead runner is out. So to get the lead runner, we're going to make it like a 2-6. Make life simple right here. So I don't have to go through that. So it's a 2-6. It's an out. And unfortunately, it's a failed bunt attempt, fielder's choice. Runner on first, he's out 2-6. All right, so here's Jerry Grody. And we're looking at column 7 because the seventh thing at 23. 23 is a strikeout. Grody down swinging. That's the second time he struck out today. And now we can actually bring in a pinch hitter, which we will do. And who's going to? It's going to be Bob Johnson. I'm going to bring in Bob Johnson, pinch hit. This is the last batter that Bolin can pitch to without becoming a C. That's, I think, my own house rule. I think the official rule is he becomes something horrible, but I can't do that to anybody. So we are bringing in Bob Johnson. So we can see Johnson somewhere here. A lot of players. So, like I said, I think it was 40 players plus the 9 on the field. Bob Johnson, got him. All right, he comes in for Shaw, and then we're gonna bring in Ron Taylor to finish it up. And what is Taylor going to be? Taylor's going to be he's going to be a C. That's not going to be very good for us. So Taylor's going to come in there, and I got to do that now, otherwise I forget. All right, so here's the pitch to Bob Johnson from bowling. Again, we look in column 7. It's 24. 24 is an out, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits, 1 left. Go to the top of the 8th. All right, so it's going to be Taylor, who's a C in the top of the 8th. Pull a card for Jim Davenport, 2-2. It's a 66. It's trouble. 66 hits double, triple, single. 1 to 12 is a double. 13 to 18. And you know what? Let's do this one. And that is a double. So he rips one down the line into the left field corner after it is the left fielder Davis. Plays it in quickly to Harrelson, but in at second base is Davenport with a leadoff double. Here's Tom Haller. Here's the pitch in the 8th. That's a 23. 23 is a strikeout. So Haller swings and misses at a Ron Taylor curveball. And the Say-Hey kid is going to be intentionally walked. So let's intentional walk, first and second, setting up a double play situation. Jim Ray Hart. Here's a pitch. And that's an 8. That's a 20. Oh, no, it's a 51. This is interesting. This is going to be a KD opportunity. KD opportunity, we're going to look just right down at the number right below it to see KD for C is going to be 1 and 2. It's going to be a strikeout, and we don't check the error. And it's a 5. So we are going to check the error. We're going to pull a card, see who the error is on. A 51. It's going to be an error, potential error on the second baseman. And this is very easy to do. Bushek is error rating of at second base a 6. So 6 or less is going to be an error on Bushek, and the bases are going to be loaded. And it is a 2, so he bobbles the ball and throw to first, not in time. They're going to score it an E4. Second error the Mets have committed today, and the bases are now loaded. Now this is going to force the Mets to bring the infield in. William McCovey. All right, bases loaded, 1 out, top of the 8th, 2-2 ball game. Ron Taylor, who does not have his best stuff either, so the Mets just hasn't been their day. And we're going to get a new pitcher for the Giants as well. Let's look and see who's warming up in the bullpen. And it's going to be, let's see, these are all the starters here. This is going to be Herbal Essence, Lindsey. Oh, he came in a lot. Joe Gibbon, about 18 games. Lindy McDaniel, he came in a bunch. Bill Henry, another lefty who came in a bunch. And that's it. So we got a ton of relief pitchers there. Probably only going to use 1. All right. So William McCovey, let's make sure we have somebody in the game. We're going to have a switch hitter, lefty, and a righty. Tommy Davis is a righty, I believe. And he's a big hitter, so we're going to bring in a righty for him. And let's bring in Lenny McDaniel. And McDaniel is going to be, he's going to be a righty, so it's going to be a 15. He's going to be a C pitcher. And this is 1967, my friend. 1967. This is Sears' rookie season. So Lindy McDaniel, we rolled a 15. He's going to be a C, and he can go how many? He can go 11. He'll be able to go 11. See if he can finish the game. All right, so the bases are loaded with one out. The infield's going to have to come in. And this is tricky with the infield in. I still haven't gotten it 100%. I got to usually go to the charts to figure it out. The base is loaded. Let's see what happens. Let me get that chart ready, just in case. Because it gives you some instructions when the infield, it's a little bit more complicated, I believe, than it needs to be, but it doesn't happen all that often. Okay, so if there's an out with the bases loaded, it's going to give me instructions. So I have the chart ready. And I'll show you how that works. All right, here's a pitch to Willie McCovey from Ron Taylor. And we're in the 8th inning, so we're going to look at the column 8. It's a 25. 25 is going to be an out. Okay, what kind of an out? Because that is what makes the difference. With the infield in, it's a fly out, so we got lucky there. But a runner on third to home says all advance. So it doesn't matter who it is, he's going to score. It's going to be a sacrifice fly to left field. So that ball is hit deep enough. Davis is going to get it, and throw's going to go to third base to keep Willie Mays at second. But it is a sac fly, and he drives in number 1. That's his second RBI of the game, and he scored a run. So this is 2 outs, and it's 3-2 now, Giants. And here's Ollie Brown. Here's the pitch from Taylor, and he's 8. It's a 13. 13's an out, and that retires the side. 2 men are left. 1 run comes in. 2 men left on 1 hit, a walk, and an error. And we go to the bottom of the 8th. See if the Mets can mount at least a 1 run for Taylor. Harrelson's leading it off against Lindy McDaniel. Lindy McDaniel had 2 saves with a 1.2 WHIP and a 41 games pitched. I'm going to put him to the side here. And here goes. Again, we're looking in the column 8 to 31. 31 is always trouble. We said Lindy McDaniel was a C, and that's going to be a base hit. That's the 3rd hit of the game for Buddy Harrelson. Stahl is a 3-bunter. So you know what we're going to try? We are going to try a hit and run. We'll try a hit and run here with Stahl. So for a hit and run, the pitchers 35, 42, and 61. 35, 42, okay. All right, so let's see. We're gonna throw 2 dice and add them up. That's how you do this here. Oh, there goes the runner with nobody out. There's Stahl, left-handed hitter. That's a 9. A 9 is a pop-out, runner returns safely. Hit and run A grade. Is he an A hit and run guy? He's a C hit and run guy, so it's a pop-out shortstop. So that was an epic fail, 1 away. Here's Tommy Davis. Here's the pitch to Tommy Davis from Lindy McDaniel. And that's in the 8. That's a 44. That's going to be ripped. And that, let's see if that'll send Harrelson to third. Harrelson is fast. First to third. Nope. He stops to base hit to center, and Harrelson's going to stop at second. First to second. So the Mets have the tying run at second base now. Steady Eddie Kranepool, left-handed hitter. Here's a pitch. That's a 46. 46 is ballpark. It's ballpark. All right, we're going to roll 1d20, see what happens. The ballpark, he's a lefty, it's an 18. And that is going to be stretches a single into a double, or he's out at second. Runners advance 2 bases. Okay, so the game is tied. So he rips one for a base hit, and he's going to go into third is Davis, and now Kranepool is going to try for second base. So a stretch. Use outfield tells you here, use outfielder's assist rating. So it's a So what was the number was we rolled, what was it, 18. So it's going to be a center fielder. Center fielder's assist rating is a 1. So unless we roll a 1, he's going to be safe at second base. And we roll a 5, so he is safe with a double. So it's going to be an RBI double for Steady Eddie Kranepool from the Bronx. So that's how you play that. That was pretty simple to play that. And you know what? I've been using these sleeves, Stratomatic sleeves. And I have a ton of these. And I've been using them. I'm going to use it from my Mets home. Because I don't know, it's getting a little bruised there at the bottom. I don't know why. And they don't fit perfectly. As you can see, there's like a chunk, there's like an inch here at the top. So what I'm doing here is where's my scissors? There. So I just cut the top of these and they fit perfect. There you go. And there, now it's protected. Got no problems. Won't damage it anymore, get it dirty or soil it or anything. All right, so we got second and third. Now the Giants are going to be forced to bring the infield in. The game is tied at 3, thanks to the Kranepool's double. And it's Ronnie Swoboda. Ronnie Swoboda doesn't have a protective shield, so a protective sleeve. So let's put him into 1. Well, other guys do. I do them a couple at a time. I don't do them all at once because it slows my game down. So we're going to do that, and there it goes. So now he's protected as well. All right, so the infield's going to be in. And Ron Swoboda, the pitch from Lindy McDaniel. McDaniel's given up 3 hits. You know what? We're pulling McDaniel. Pulling McDaniel. Who's up next? It's going to be Boyer. Boyer's a righty. I'm going to bring in another righty here. I'm going to bring in Frank Lindsay. And I do the EKG here for the new pitcher. Lindsay is going to be what? He's a righty. That's a 16, and he's going to be a C pitcher again. All right. So here's a pitch to Ron Swoboda. Bottom of the 8th, we look in the 8th, 66. Oh boy. And we're going to pull a card, and it's going to be 17. That's going to be a drive. Splits the outfielders. 2 runs are going to score. In comes Davis, followed by Kranepool. The Mets are up 5-3 into second base. Under the tag is Ron Swoboda with a 2-run double. Drives in number 3 and number 4. Picks up 2 RBIs, and he's in at second base. So just like that, Mets have come back with 3 runs in the bottom of the 8th, and they lead it. Kenny Boyer. Here's a pitch from Lindsay. That is an 8 is a 36. So 36 is a blank. We go to Lindsay C. 36 is going to be an out on the ground. So out on the ground, we're going to have to look at the chart. We're at second. Let me see. Is he a righty or a lefty? He's a righty. So we're going to say it's a grounded to short, and it's going to be an O there. So grounded to short. That's a second out, and the runner holds because he's a righty. I don't want to go through the chart. And then Jerry Bushek is up with 2 outs now. There's a pitch. So he's a ground ball pitcher. That's why I guess he has those ground ball outs there. Here's a pitch to Bushek. That's an 8. It's a 21. A 21 on Bushek is a strikeout, and that retires the side. But the Mets, the damage has been done with 3 runs on 4 hits. And they lead it by a score of 5-3. And in the top of the 9th, Ron Taylor. Ron Taylor had 8 saves for the Mets, so he's really their closer. So I'm going to try to stick with him. But again, if he allows a couple of guys to get on, I will bring in Dick Selma, who also pitched in 38 games. That's very true. The Mets don't like scoring those runs when Seaver's on the mound. That's 2 straight great pitching performances and no decision. Yep. Well, before that, He was pitching 21 scoreless innings. So he's been on fire lately. And he didn't pitch badly in this game. I mean, what did Seaver do in this game? Went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 and 2/3. 5.2. Gave up 1 hit. 3 walks. 2 runs, 2 earned runs. Struck out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So again, not too shabby. He pitched to 18, 22 batters. So he had a decent outing. All right, so that retires the side. This is the top of the ninth. It's going to be Ron Taylor trying to see if he can stop the Giants. And let's do it. Hal Laniers leading off. We're going to have a pinch hitter for the pitcher spot. Top of the ninth is a 43. That's usually, in Hal Laniers' case, it's an out. What kind of an out? We can find out by just looking there. It's a ground ball to second. Tito Fuentes. Here's a pitch from Taylor. That's a 26. 26 is a single base hit. So now tying run is at the plate, and it's going to be, who's it going to be? Ghostbusters. All right. These are all the pitchers. Now I'm going to look. I look at the at-bats. So I'm looking for the guy with the most at-bats, and that's the guy I'll use. I don't feel like going into the box score. So Jack Hyatt, I know that he plays a lot. Because, okay. Bob Schroeder, 135 at-bats. Dietz, 120 at-bats. Klein, 120 at-bats. Bobby Etheridge, 120 at-bats. Dick Rose, 70. McCormick, 84. I'm going to use the guys with the most at-bats. Oh, Kenny Henderson. All right, Kenny Henderson has 200 at-bats. We're going to bring in, I think that's the Hawk, right? That's what his nickname was. Henderson. I got to work tomorrow, by the way, but I'm doing everything virtual now. They said don't come in, just do everything virtual. So I got an appointment at 2. I don't have anything earlier than that, but I'll find something to do. All right, so here's 1 out and 1 on. Kenny Henderson, he's got some power. Hit 4 home runs. Some power, not a lot of power. He's got some power. So here's a pitch to Kenny Henderson. And that's a 66. That's exactly what we don't want to see. Because if we roll a 1 or a 2, this game is going to be tied. And it's an 8. An 8 is going to be a single. And let's see what the runner does. Fuentes, Fuentes is up and he's fast. So we need to know that. That's important. So it asks me to go to first to third. Fast runner advances to third. Others can risk. So it's just going to advance to third, first and third now. And like I said, because of Taylor is C, he doesn't have his best stuff. And my pitching coach is telling me right now, he's elbowing me in my rib, and he's saying, "Hey, this guy does not have his best stuff. Let's get out there. Let's pull him." So we are going to pull Ron Taylor today. Hopefully Dick Selma. I also have Jack Hamilton, but Selma pitched in 38 games. So hopefully Dick Selma is going to have better stuff. So we're going to roll for Selma. See what happens. Again, we want 1 to 6. That would be a perfect world. And we got an 18. That's another C pitcher, or 16, whatever that is. Holy smokes, we can't win for a loser. So he's a C pitcher, and he can go 12 batters. Taylor went 1.1, and Shaw went 1.1 as well. All right, we're in trouble. Okay, so it's first and third, 1 out. Score is 5-3 Mets. Top of the ninth, Jim Davenport, who batted .275, and then it's going to be Tom Haller, who is a .251 hitter and has power. So we're in trouble. So here's the pitch, top of the ninth. We're looking at 51. That's going to be an error check. But first we're going to do a KD check, right? KD check for a C. Selma is a 1 and a 2. 1 and a 2 is a strikeout. We don't check the defense, and it's a 10. So we're going to check defense. We're going to check defense, and it was. We just said it was a 51. So 51 is a check on the second baseman. That's a check on Bushek. And what did we say Bushek was? I think we said he was a 6, and he's right here. He is a 6. So his error rating is a 6. So 6 or less, it's going to be an error, and the bases are going to be loaded. So let's hope that doesn't happen, and it does happen. So that's the second error of the game, and the bases are loaded. All right. So the tying run is at second base now, and here comes Tom Haller. Tom Haller, left-handed hitter. And I can't use any more pitchers because if this game goes into extra innings, I won't have pitchers to complete the game. So I can't fool around here. So the infield is back. We're looking for the double play. Tom Haller doesn't hit into a lot of double plays, actually. The X by the out means it's an automatic double play. He doesn't have a lot of those. So he probably didn't ground out into a lot of double plays. Yeah, everything I rolled tonight has been a C pitcher. I think this 20-sided die only has 18s on it. All right, so here's the pitch with the bases loaded from who's in there now? Dick Selma. Selma was 2-4 with 2 saves and 81 innings pitched, 40 games. Here's a pitch. That's a 9. That's going to be a 42. 42 on Haller is a blank, so that sends us to the pitcher. And under a C, a 42 is ball 4. That's going to force in a run. And that forces in the number 8 batter, and it's 5-4 game now. So scoring is Fuentes. Going to third is Henderson, the Hawk. Bases are loaded. Here comes Willie Mays. What am I going to say? All right, bases loaded. 1 out. Infield now is in for the Mets. They don't have a choice. And that's not good. This is going to be a 12. A 12 says it's an out. What kind of an out? So he's a righty. So this is going to send us to ground ball third base. If playing in S rule, and you know what the S rule is? I don't need to tell you if you play this game what the S rule is. Well, let's look what the S rule is with the bases loaded. The S rule, single to left field or right field past the drawn infielder. Runner on third scores, runner on second stops at third. If 2 are outs, F scores. The game is tied. So it squirts by the infield, the drawn-in infield for a base hit. Number 9 comes in. And everybody else moves up 1. Bases are still loaded, only 1 out. Mets sit tie game, 5-5. Jim Rayhart. Here's a pitch from Selma. It's a 21. 21 is a strikeout. Big strikeout for Selma. And back to the bench goes Rayhart, not happy with himself. Had an opportunity there to take the lead. And here's Willie McCovey. It's a left-handed hitter. 276 hitter with 31 home runs. So Dick Selma better watch his step. Here's a pitch. That is a 14. 14 is an out, and that's going to retire the side. But the game is tied. Holy smokes, they came up with 2 big runs in the 9th on 1, 2, 3 hits. 5-5. All right, so it's going to be Bouchard. No, it's going to be Grody. It's going to be Grody. It's going to be Grody, Charles. We had a double switch. Charles at third base. And where is Charles? Probably at the end here. Ed Charles. And I'm going to get a quick sip of something to drink. It's bottom of the ninth, 5-5. This game started off as a tutorial, ended up being a great game here. Back and forth, seesaw battle. Playing late at night. Everybody in the house is asleep. I did not find. Oh, it's probably here. The ones I didn't pick up. I didn't pick up 3 cards. And then Charles is one of those. That's Murphy's Law, right? That's what they call it. All right, I'm going to take a quick drink, and then we're going to start the bottom of the ninth. Lindsay's still in there. Oh no, I pinch hit for Lindsay. Right? Lindsay came in here, and I had to pinch hit for Lindsay with Ken Henderson, so we're going to need a new pitcher. And this pitcher's going to have to go a while. And he's going to be Herbal Lessons. He's going to be pitching for us. He's a righty. Let's see what he is. Probably an A. A 13, he's going to be a B. So Herbal, he's going to be a B. And he can go 15, so he can go a while. All right. He's going to face Grody, Charles, Ed Charles, and top of the order. We get a quick drink. All right, we're playing Fall Classic Baseball. This started off as a tutorial, but ended up being a tremendous game. I let it roll late at night here on a Sunday night. COVID 2020. All right. Here is the pitch. And we are in the bottom of the ninth. That is a 56. 56 is going to be a blank. So he's a B, we said. A 56 is going to be a 1 to 14 as a strikeout. You know what? I like doing this one. It's a strikeout. So Grody down swinging for the 3rd time. One more. He's got the golden sombrero. And here's Ed Charles. Here's a pitch to Ed Charles from Ron Herbal Lessons. That's a 12. That's an out. 2 away. Actually, let's do it there. And top of the order. Buddy Harrelson's got 3 hits. Let's see if we can go for 4. And a 9, that's a 41. 41 is going to probably be a walk, ball 4. And we're going to start doing this now. We're going to start extra innings. I always start just filling the whole column. So Buddy Harrelson's on at first. Here's Stahl. 9 is a 43. 43 is a blank. And a 43 is going to be an out. That's going to retire the side. All right, no runs, no hits, 1 left. And it's Dick Selma still in there for the Mets. Selma can go 12 batters. Did we write that in there? We did. So right now he's -5. He can go still 7 more. So a cat walked by, as you can see that. That's right. All right, so Ollie Brown, here goes. Here's a pitch. Now we're in the 10th, so we're going to the 10th column. It's a 61. 61's a blank. Selma's a C like everybody else. That's a strikeout. So big K. Now we go here. We move to the next column. That's how I do that once I get towards the end of the game. And it's going to be Hallinier. Here's a pitch. So again, it's a 10, 32. 32 is a blank. We go to, that's going to be a double. 1 to 16 is a double. We're going to pull a card. And that is going to be a 15. So that's going to be a double. That splits the outfielders. And Stahl gets it in, but into second base with a 1-out double is Lanier. Now it's Tito Fuentes. We're going to walk Fuentes intentionally, try to see if we can get some sort of double play here. First and second. Go, get down. Get lost. Don't knock down all my stuff. All right, so it's, oh, wait a second. So it's the pitcher's up, first and second. We're going to let the pitcher bat. Let's see if we got a card for Herbal. If not, we'll try to figure out what his bunt rating is. We'll just give him like an average, like a 3 bunt rating. If we don't have a card for him, I don't know that we're going to have a card for Herbal Essence. Well, maybe we will, because he does have 42 games pitched. But we're going to get him to bunt, because we're not in a situation here to be able to pull any more pitchers. We used all our 4 pitchers already, and that's a lot for the late 60s. There he is, Ron Herbal. So he will bat, and he is a bunt rating of 5, so he's much better than I thought. All right, so we will bunt here, and it's a 1, so he lays it down, and it's a 5. It's a good bunt. So we'll just call it a 1-4, and it's a sacrifice. And he moves over, second and third now. So again, that's going to force the Mets to bring the infield in. Top of the 9th. Jim Davenport. And we're going to walk Davenport. Now he's gone, how many has he gone? He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We can go 2 more. Then he becomes, well, he's a C already. So he's supposed to become like a D. A D pitcher is a nightmare. I can't, I just can't do it. D pitchers, like everything between 31 and like 46 is a hit or something crazy like that. It's like throwing batting practice. All right, so bases are going to be loaded again with that walk, that intentional walk, and the infield is going to be in. Mets don't have a chance. A choice. Tom Haller. Here's a pitch from Dick Selma. It's a 10, it's a 43. The 43 number is a pain, and the 43 number is going to be a wild pitch. So we're going to check his wild pitch rating, which is 1-18, and they've taken the lead. So it's a wild pitch and it's a walk. So how do you like that? So he scores on a wild pitch. When I do that, I do a little arrow. He scores, and it's going to be a walk. So it's going to load the bases again. And here comes Willie Mays with the infield in. This is the last batter for Selma. And that's a 10. That is a 52. We're going to check the KD rating. Actually, let's look. It's a 3. His KD rating is a 1-2. So no strikeout. So now we're going to pull a card. And it's going to be a check on the second baseman who's already made 2 errors. And this one he gets to, and it's going to be infield is in on this. Oh, I don't know how to play this. Don't know how to play this because normally this is a double play, and I'm going to probably end up calling it that. But wait a second. So he does get the ball on an error check. So it didn't get by him, right? Because the error check kind of trumps the infield in. So it doesn't get by him, and he's going to pick up the ball, and he's going to make the play. And normally it would be a double play, so he can go home, and we're going to call it that. I'm not even going to go into the charts. I'm going to say it's a home to, it's a 4-2-3 double play. This is the catcher's average speed. So it's a DP, and that's going to retire to the side. but the Giants pick up 1 run on 1 hit. And we go to the bottom of the 9th. Still the same pitcher, Ron Herbel against Tommy Davis. Let's see what happens. And again, who knows? Mets may score and tie this up. Now it's the bottom of the 10th inning. Here's a pitch. It's 10. It's a 31. 31 Tommy Davis. We look at Herbel is a B, and a 31 is a single, base hit. So we got the tying run on base. And he's an A speed. I thought he was just an F, but he's an A. All right, Steady Eddie Kranepool. Again, we're looking at the 10th inning. It's a 43. 43 is a blank. We go to Herbel, who's a B. A 43 is an out. What kind of an out? This could be a double play. You know, it's a fly out to right. 1 down. Next is Ron Swoboda. Here's a pitch. It's a 10. 64. 64 is a blank. 64B is an out on the ground. How did we do this before? With a runner on first, an out on the ground. I have to look at the runner on first and second. I have to look at the charts for this one. I don't know how to do the fast action cards. So I gotta go through the 20 charts to look for the chart that says runner on first base, out with a runner on first base. There's a hit with a runner on first base, and then there's an out with a runner on first base. And I don't have these in order. If I was a different kind of person, I'd have them in order, and I'd be like, oh, here it is. So they're towards the end now, because I already went through all the ones at the beginning. Runner on first, hit chart, bases full, hit chart, ball classic. Quick hits chart, quick outs chart. All right, so it's a runner on first. And at the bottom, it's going to be a ground ball. That's not going to help me right there. Take it easy, runner base chart. Take it easy, runner advance chart. Holy smokes. Runner on first out is the last chart out of all the charts. I have 100 charts. Okay, so the situation is where it's a G. Let's see what happens when we see out G. Then all out chart are now ground outs. The batter is a lefty, so it's going to use code 4. Code 4 says ground out to second. If white die is a 1, I don't know if the white die is a 1. Let's see, I can't remember. It's a 5, so it's not a 1. It's a double play. W arm, second base gets a fielder's choice. So let's see if he's not a W arm. W arm, second base gets fielder's choice only. Okay, so that's if there was a double play. There's no double plays, so runner advances. Okay, so the tying run is at second base now, so it's a 4-3. And let's just write the advance there, just in case we gotta. And here's Kenny Boyer with 2 outs. This is the Mets are down to their last out here in the bottom of the 10th inning. That's a 53. That's hilarious. This is a range check. Range check on somebody. Let's see. It's going to be a range check on the shortstop. Range check on the shortstop. And his range is shortstop is a 15 range. So he's got great range. Hal Lanier. So 1 to 15 he gets to the ball. Otherwise it's a single. And it's a 13. So he does get to the ball. And that's the ball game, folks. Giants beat the Mets 6-5 in 10 innings. No runs. 1 hit at the end. And it's Giants 6 here at Shea Stadium. And let's do the hits. Holy smokes. Let's just count them up. 1, 4, 6, 7. 7 hits for the Giants. No errors. Mets had 3 errors, by the way. Mets had 2, 3, 6, 7, 11, 12 hits. Mets out hit the Giants, but ended up losing. It's just the walks. The walks killed the Mets. See how many walks? 1, 2, 3, 4, And this other inning, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 walks for the Mets. That killed the Mets today. Just the walks alone. So this is Fall Classic Baseball. I hope you had an interesting time. Not the man you want up to bat. Good game. Thank you very much. Hey, my pleasure, man. So again, I play all the games, but I really enjoy, learning the new games as well. It just gives me a different, I don't know, different feeling. It just gets me going, gets my brain going. Trying to learn the charts, trying to memorize the systems. And the win's going to go to Herbal, I believe. Herbal Essence gets the win. The loss is going to go to Selma. I don't keep track of that. I only keep track of Seaver stats. The only stats I keep track of, and this is the way I do it here. I'll show you. So July, that was July. Got a no decision. And he went 5.2. He gave up 1 hit, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts, and that was start number 16. And that's about it. So I keep on doing that all the way down. So my next game is going to be number 17. I print out the whole month on using DigiDugout. See that? And he's going to go against Pat Jarvis for the Atlanta Braves. Tom Seaver is at Pat Jarvis at Shea Stadium on July 8th, 1967. So then I put these guys away. Davenport, I put all the Giants away. That's not them. That's them right here. I put my fast action cards away. They're up here. And then let me see if I can find the stadium card. I like putting the stadium card on top. Sometimes I can't find it right away. I'm a little bit impatient, so I just say, what the hell? Oh, but it's in here somewhere. Stadium card. So anyway, I'm not finding it, so I'm not going to worry about it. But I will put a rubber band on these, put them to the side, and then I'm going to look for the Atlanta Braves. And the Atlanta Braves have Hank Aaron. So we played Willie Mays today. Now we're going to play Hank Aaron. Pat Jarvis is a heck of a pitcher as well. I know that. So, and that's it. I pretty much leave it set up for tomorrow. I may play some games before I play this game, some different games. But eventually, by the end of the night, at some point, I will play Fall Classic Baseball again. At least for 30 days, I want to play a game every single day. That's how I can really learn the game. So it was great seeing Shanghai Steve, Dave Tropins. It was Michael Terranova. And thanks for stopping by and having a chat. And I will see you guys soon. CP Cards and Dice, All Classic Baseball.